Transfer portal season has struck PHNX Sun Devils. As you can see, I am alone up here, and our beloved host, Anthony Totri, has entered the transfer portal. It's Wednesday here on the PHNX Sun Devils show, coming to you live from Studio K, presented by Circle K. Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. I am alone. Oh, whoa!
We're back.
Wow.
We're back.
Quick transfer portal entry for you. How was it?
Yeah, it was all right. You know, I just dipped my toe in, hit the portal, plenty of offers, but you know, it can't beat home. Can't beat staying home. Right.
Nobody was giving you a big enough offer.
I mean,
you're like the Nico of the podcast.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I'm the Nico,
in the middle of spring football, nonetheless.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, you got to leverage what you got, right? At a certain point.
But you're back.
I'm back. Like I said,
never wanted to leave in the first place.
Guys, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. I'm Anthony Totri. Of course, we got partner in crime, Senor Rubus, and we've got the deli man behind the Mac making all of the magic happen. BC and Sharon in the chat. Sharon starting it off. I hate portal season. Look, we'll go through some of the Arizona State Sun Devils that have already entered the transfer portal. Discuss potentially a couple other names that you could see enter the transfer portal over the next week and a half or so while this portal cycle is open. Got some updates and some thoughts from the latest Arizona State spring practice. Obviously, we are less than 2 weeks away from spring ball actually wrapping up. Feels like it's flown by at this point.
Just means we're getting closer to the start of the real season. That's all I'm thinking about.
Either the real season or the off season. Which one are you?
Well, we're getting closer to the off season, but the closer we get to the off season, we also get closer to August.
That's true. That is 100% true. And then it is Wednesday, so we will be doing a snake draft at the tail end of today's program. So stick around for that.
How's snake drafting things that you learned in the transfer portal?
Things that I learned in the transfer portal specifically? I feel like I have an advantage.
Goblins?
In the transfer portal, just one, but
What's
he was like really cool. He was really cool, yeah.
What was his name?
Gary.
Gary the Goblin?
Gary the Goblin,
I've always thought they'd be named like Ulcer the Wise.
You know, maybe I just got a young one. I feel like the older one.
He hasn't gotten his war name yet?
Yeah, he hasn't gotten his war name yet. Just Gary the Goblin. Cool dude, though.
What does it look like inside the transfer portal?
It's scary. It's
a lot
really
of people
scary.
in there.
Purple?
Yeah.
Like
No,
purple.
you think it's purple. It's actually just bright orange. Yeah, it's like it's almost like
scary.
It's almost like you're inside a basketball is kind of what it feels like to be in the transfer portal. So
interesting.
Yeah, did you
see a couple ASU players in there?
I did actually see a few ASU players. So the names that have entered the portal for Arizona State through the first 24 hours kind of go as follows here. So you have running back Alton McCaskill. He entered the portal this morning. Defensive lineman J.P. Dieter. Max Ware, a wideout for the Sun Devils, is in the portal. Offensive lineman Caden Hakel, and then quarterback Navi Bruzone. Again, none of these names immediately are you like?
I actually put Jalen Brunson's brother on the graphic. Apparently,
you put Jalen Brunson's.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah. That's how it's spelled. It's spelled Navi Bruzone. So put that. We'll leave it like that. Yeah, Sharon Sparky yanked me out of the transfer portal. In terms of the guys that have entered the transfer portal, the only name on that list that I think there are some people maybe not scratching their heads, but sad, like really sad to see go is probably Alton McCaskill. Alton McCaskill initially had transferred here from Colorado. He had transferred to Colorado from Houston, had a really strong freshman campaign. But we've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks. It just never really felt like there was going to be room for him to have a role on this offense this season. So that makes sense. And some of the other guys, I think it's more so just like you see the writing on the wall. For Navi, it's more of a situation like Kenny had said on Monday that they're waiting on the house case to really figure out what the roster size is going to look like. So obviously if that goes up, then Arizona State has kind of made the decision that obviously walk-ons won't be a part of that. So getting these guys to be able to enter the portal as quickly as they can, that way they can explore their opportunities before this house case kind of goes down.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to lose people, but in today's world of college sports, you're always going to.
Yeah.
Right? But the big news here, and I'm not saying this to disparage any of the people who entered the portal, none of your 1 or 2 or really 3 deep are leaving.
No.
With Alton, special teams for sure, but I do feel like that's a hole that could be filled on this roster beyond just what Alton McCaskill brings. I think that out of the name recognition, he's really the only one that people looked at when they transferred in or when they committed here. It's like, oh, wow, that guy, it's like, wow, he could play, but
Where are you in the depth chart right now in the running back room?
Totri?
1, 2, 3.
Like if I'm day 1, what do we got? Kyson 1, Kanye 2, Raleek 3.
Raleek
3. Yeah, that's where we're at right now.
No Jason Brown.
Jason Brown, I mean, he's similar to what Raleek does, but he hasn't developed, I think, the pass catching skills yet the way that Raleek does. And again, there's just a lot of mouths to feed in that running back room in this offense. So I think that's probably where you're looking at. Again, Alton, it was going to have a tough time anyways. It doesn't really help his case that Jason Brown Jr. has looked good. Man as well, the freshman, he looks good too. I'm really interested to see if they opt to redshirt him or if he's somebody that they roll out on special teams. But again, that running back room is just, it was going to be tough for anybody that fits in at that like 5th, 6th spot to try and actually get run. And Alton, I think from his tweet said he can have 2 years left of eligibility. So this is a guy that can go out there and hopefully get to a program where he can be a bell cow, where he can, really revitalize what looked like it was going to be a really promising college career.
Yeah, all these guys that left, they want to play.
Yeah.
Right? And at Arizona State, you've got the depth in the running back room. You have multiple guys who are going to play. But realistically, when you're competing to be at the top of a conference and you're at the bottom of the depth chart, it's going to take a lot of extenuating circumstances for you to get playing time, let alone consistent playing time to show what you can do.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, as always, Kenny on the way out is praising people, telling everybody how great they are, if they ever need a recommendation, whatever it is, like that's going to help them land a spot, probably at a smaller school with a bigger role for most of these guys. I'm interested for your running back rankings, though. Have you always been Kyson at 1 if you had to roll it out, or has that shifted?
So I answered the question more so as like, if I had to guess what day 1 looks like based off of what we've seen in camp, that's what it would be. But I don't think you're not looking at a situation like this team last year or the year before.
No. But just in general, like, were you going into camp thinking that order, or has that changed for you based off of what you've seen?
No, I kind of felt like Kyson was, this is a kid that was a part of Kenny's first class here, that he was going to get an opportunity to try and be that guy. I don't think he's done anything to realistically fall below that threshold of the 1 or 2 spot. But I think, again, and I believe Marcus Arroyo said this last week, that right now it feels more like it's going to be a by committee backfield, which I think benefits Arizona State. Last year you had such a rare occurrence with Cam Scatterbo doing what he did. So I think things can change. I think you're going to look at this running back room, or at least Marcus is going to look at this running back room as an opportunity to really utilize all of these running backs' different skill sets, because they're all so unique. I think you see some in short yardage situations. You see some in passing downs. You obviously see some on first down, goal line. Like, they're going to utilize, I think, a good chunk of their tailbacks. So Arizona State fans, you don't have to worry about, a guy, I don't think, getting 250 carries this season. I think we're looking at, a pretty healthy share of the rock in that ASU backfield.
Before we go more into ASU, there is one thing I kind of wanted to talk to you about it's semi-ASU related, but not really, and that's Adrian Wilson, the former Arizona State commit, their highest commit in this incoming class.
At that time, yeah.
At that time, decommitted from Arizona State, committed to Colorado, and now after spring ball or a couple spring weeks up there in Colorado, has now entered the transfer portal again. In theory, if he wanted to come back, would you bring him?
Would I bring him?
Like,
put some respect on Adrian Wilson's name. Not only former ASU commit, but also former TCU and Oregon commit.
Yeah,
and that's why I ask.
Would I bring him back?
He's a high rated recruit. Obviously, a wide receiver, which isn't exactly a room that you have a lot of space to fill at. But if he wanted to come here, would you take him?
Yeah, I would. I have no issue. Obviously, I don't know what the circumstances are at Colorado, why he opted to leave. I am very interested to see where he ends up next, whether that be back at Arizona State, if he intends to go to one of the other schools that maybe he committed to. But how often do we talk about Kenny and his relationship with these guys after they either enter the transfer portal or after maybe they don't end up committing to Arizona State? We know that he's a guy that constantly tries to keep that open line of communication in terms of relationship.
For sure. But also he's the type of guy, it's like, I want you here if you want to be here.
Yeah. Right? I think that's a question that would have to be answered for him to come back.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of where my concern would be. And there's no reporting that he wants to be there. I just found it interesting that he's leaving another school before he even started college football, because if you're Kenny and you're building this program around we want people who truly, truly want to be here, and then Adrian Wilson comes back and says to you again, hey, I truly want to be here. Can you believe that? I'm not saying that he's a bad kid at all, but can you believe that he would truly want to be here if he's already left and then left another place?
I think we're talking about an 18-year-old kid that probably, evidently made a decision that he regrets, right?
He probably saw that they were retiring those jerseys and said,
that's exactly what it is.
Maybe I don't want to be here.
I think Kenny and the staff do a very good job of not judging these kids when they do make decisions or, they react certain ways. I don't know if Arizona State is interested in bringing in Adrian Wilson again, just based off of what Kenny had said a while back, that they were going to, if there was a game-changing player in the portal at a position, then they would bring him in. Do you consider Adrian Wilson a game-changing player? Do you pretty much consider him, a late addition to your class? How do you really approach that? I don't know. But I don't think his previous decision to flip from Arizona State to Colorado would, in theory, cost him a spot at Arizona State. It's just more so that, hey, now you have to sell Arizona State on that situation because they're not out recruiting you. You're looking for a home. Yeah, no, I understand. And I wasn't trying to put that up there and be like, man, screw this kid can't trust 100%. I'm curious because there is those two schools of mind with this coaching staff of being open-minded and when kids want to leave, respecting them and, if anything, promoting them and having praise for them for leaving your program, right? But then also hey, we build our program based off of, do you really want to be here? Not just do you tell me you want to be here, but do you eat, breathe, live, and sleep Sun Devil football? Yeah. And so it's where does that balance go with a kid like Adrian Wilson, who clearly has talent? Clearly ASU wanted him and he wanted to be here at one point, but then has then gone to another school and now decommitted, because I feel like you're not going to see that all the time, but it's going to become more prevalent than we've seen before. And Arizona State, I think, is going to be a destination for a long time. And so I'm just curious as to what would the mindset around Kenny be when it comes to a player that has shown that he wanted to be here, but then shown he wanted to be somewhere else, and then maybe would want to come back. Different than in the chat, I think Aaron said I would do that with Cooper Perry, but not with this Wilson guy. But Cooper Perry never committed here. He never committed,
right? Here. So it's Cooper Perry might be oh, I went to this place, now I want to go back. I really want to be at ASU. Yeah. But I wonder if the stop at ASU beforehand, before leaving and then coming back, changes that dynamic at all.
Again, I like Bees is saying, guys make mistakes, and these are kids, 17, 18-year-old kids. That these are such heavy decisions. I don't think, again, that Kenny would punish these kids by any means if they opted to flip or go to different schools and then enter the portal and maybe come back. But I think the conversation looks completely different than it did when they were recruiting him, right? If Adrian Wilson comes to Arizona State, Kenny probably won't tell you this, or maybe he would, but I mean, you're not going to play. You're not playing
Probably
this season,
redshirting.
right? Unless you are otherworldly or there's injuries, which knock on wood, you obviously hope that there isn't. At this point, the reason it is so difficult to transfer during this window and actually go make an impact immediately at another school is because you've missed the entirety of spring football. Right. You could have been here, but instead you were at Colorado. And again, you're not being punished for that decision that you made, but
that's just reality.
The guys here, Jordyn Tyson, you know that he's starting. Jaron Hamilton, Jalen Moss have had really good springs. Odds are you're not taking one of their spots. Malik McLean's still on this roster. Noble Johnson, the Clemson transfer, is on this roster. He's continuing to prove himself. Derek Eusebio and Zechariah Sample, they feel like you're young guys that maybe aren't your big flashy names like a Jordyn Tyson or a Jaron Hamilton. Are going to get reps as well. Those are the guys fighting for reps. Adrian Wilson doesn't come in day one and compete with those guys for reps. It's not necessarily a skill thing. It's just, hey, these guys have been here while you haven't.
Well, and if you think about it too, like look at like AJ in the tight end room, right? As a freshman. Coming into spring camp, nobody was slotting him in as somebody who was going to play. You're like, oh, you see potential, you like him, he's a high recruit. Like, we see the building blocks there. But what has he done throughout spring practice? He's shown and proven that he's somebody to be reckoned with when it comes to, hey, maybe I shouldn't redshirt my freshman year. Maybe I should be getting some snaps and I should be playing. And that wide receiver room, I'd argue, is still deeper than that tight end room, despite the multiple options that are there at tight end. So,
breaking news. Nico Amalivia.
Where did he land?
Arizona State.
UCLA.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That felt about right. Felt like a place.
Any numbers on what he's getting?
No, it just broke.
Felt like a situation that made a lot of sense. A school that could pay him a lot of money.
Big Ten shaking.
Yeah, they go into the Big Ten to win 6 games. Like it's whatever.
So Colin Coward is the one that broke it. He said, "I'm told moments ago Nico Amalivia is going to UCLA. Family still claims it's not about the money. It's about Tennessee's offense."
I would disagree. Tennessee will have a better offense than UCLA will this
year.
year.
Like the offense is not spending $4 million on him.
Hey, shout out former Arizona State DB Cole Martin. You got yourself a quarterback.
There you go.
Now in Nico Amalivia.
Somebody you could pick off in practice.
There you go. Oh my goodness. Guys, make sure you hit that like button, you hit the subscribe button, you drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcast. Before we move on into maybe some other potential names, I do want a quick hit on Navi. He was working with the threes for the majority of spring ball. Sam, then Jeff, then Navi, then kind of the rest of the quarterbacks there. So you will lose that. But again, Navi, I feel like, is more of a situation where ASU is still trying to figure out what's going to happen with this house case. So by kind of encouraging Navi to go seek his opportunities so that he actually has a roster spot at a school, as opposed to, hey, you're a walk-on here. If the case doesn't go the way we want, then we don't have a spot for you.
Right, and we don't want to screw you over.
Exactly.
We'd rather you go find a spot that, like, as much as we want you here.
And he was out there practicing.
And we'd have you here, but Bees asked a question in the chat. Says, do y'all think ASU should look for a QB with experience that has eligibility to play next year? We need a bridge QB that can help us transition to the potential Jake Fetty era. Do you need another quarterback?
No.
That's what Jeff Sims is for.
Yeah, Jeff Sims is
Is he eligible again next year?
No,
I was about to say.
No, just being silly.
No, but
I
again,
was like, wait, that doesn't
I don't think you need bridge quarterbacks a year in advance just because of the way that the portal functions. There wouldn't be a guarantee that you'd get the kid in and keep him. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't think you need one by any means. I feel comfortable where this team is at. I think going into next offseason, you'll have Jake, you'll have Butter, you'll have Cam Dyer.
But you definitely, I think, need...
You'll
even
add
if he's
a veteran.
Not starting, you'll
add a veteran next year. You'll 100% add a veteran.
Yeah.
You'll have a quarterback competition. You'll do all those same things.
I also think Kenny has proven that you don't need that.
What?
A bridge or somebody to mentor a young quarterback.
No, I think trial by fire is kind of how Kenny does.
Like I think Bourget definitely helped, but who's on the coaching staff?
Yeah,
like
100%.
Trent Bourget. So real quick, because I don't know, I haven't been here to mention this yet. How crazy is it that Grant House is
At the
causing all
helm
of
this whole thing? Grant House, friend of the program. Grant House might have been on this show more times than anybody has been on this show.
I reached out to him recently. Obviously, he's dealing with a lot right now.
Yeah.
But we'll get him back on the program soon for sure. It's wild. For those of you who don't know, Grant House, former ASU swimmer, has been on the show multiple times and is the house in the House versus the NCAA case. He's Grant House and Sedona Prince versus the NCAA. Pretty crazy stuff.
Definitely crazy stuff, and has a massive impact, obviously, on the current landscape of college
PHNX Sun
athletics.
Devils, 6 degrees of separation from changing college sports.
There you go. That's what we do. It's what we
Only 1
do.
degree of separation.
Grant House drafting. Shoot, I don't even know.
We drafted things that smell, I think.
Yeah, Grant House drafting
It's a good
things
draft.
that smell is the mini domino, and the House versus NCAA case is the big
It's
domino.
the big domino. I love it. I love it. Guys, let us know which Arizona State player that did enter the transfer portal that you are the most sad to see leave. We'll get to that and more of what we saw at ASU's latest spring practice on the other side of this break.
You feel that? It's getting hot outside.
It is getting hot.
It's getting pretty dang hot. You're outside for spring ball today. You got the long sleeve and the pants on.
I don't want to get sunburned.
I get it. Plus, it's only like 90 right now.
Yeah.
But it's going to get to 100, 120, 140 the way that things are going around
Jeez.
here. And that's why All Pro Shade Concepts is a must if you have a house that you want to extend your outdoor living space with a custom fit awning. Not only do they look great with hundreds of designs and colors to choose from that can match any home, but they also keep your patio up to 20 degrees cooler. And that difference between 115 and 95 in shade is a big one. Plus, in the winter, it keeps the warm air in and the cool air out, basically extending the amount of time that you can spend outdoors in your home, which, by the way, when you buy your home, you're paying for the outside part too. So you might want to use it. They are the most trusted local shade company in business for over 20 years in the Valley, licensed, bonded, and insured. Call 623-204-1476 or visit allproshadeconcepts.com now to schedule your free estimate.
I feel like a bunch of the partners that we have here at PHNX can help improve your day-to-day life, and they can help improve your housing situation. We talk about partners that buy homes, just mentioned All Pro Shade Concepts. And then, of course, if you guys are in the market for some new flooring, well, that's when you call Empire today. Just like your favorite team needs a home court or a home field advantage, your home also needs a home floor. We've all been to those big box stores. You wander endless aisles all day long, and then you end up hauling everything yourself to your home and figuring out how to do it. Well, that's why Empire today is unlike anyone else in the game, because they are pros. They do this for a living, not to mention they have an extensive category, or catalog, I should say, of different floors for you guys to choose. Make sure you schedule a free in-home estimate today, because some things are just better at home. PHNX listeners can receive a $350 discount when you use promo code PHNX. Yep, you heard that right. A $350 discount with code PHNX. Restrictions apply. Visit Empire today/PHNX for full details. Will in the chat saying Caden Hackle, 6'6", 300-pound local offensive line product would have been a big help to show local recruits that ASU can truly develop big guys from the state, which would help get the top recruits. Glenn saying most sad to see leave, maybe Dieter because he actually is a Power 4 player, but unfortunately we are loaded at that position.
Isn't that crazy that we're in that point where we can say defensive line is loaded?
Yeah, I think it's loaded on the interior. I'd still like to see more edge rushers.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can never have enough, but the fact that the interior is loaded when 2 years ago, I mean, I could have started on that line.
You did for a couple games, I
I
remember.
did. Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. You're kind of giving them hell out there.
No, I wasn't.
Nobody from Donnie's defense was giving anybody hell.
Just the fans.
It's just the fans. That's fair.
I think he was giving the fans hell.
Shane was?
No,
Donnie? Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. He was giving me hell.
And, well, he's giving you also some tips on how to eat certain fruits.
God.
Remember that?
What,
Didn't that change your life?
Was he a salt or a mustard guy?
Salt. It was salt on watermelons.
Salt on watermelon. Hold up. What was the mustard thing?
There was no
There was
my
mom
Totri's making
does.
stuff
My
up.
mom does. What's it called? mustard with watermelon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she said it tastes amazing. I've never tried it, but
You
she said it
shouldn't.
tastes-
Never.
Said it tastes amazing.
Don't knock it till you try it, but
You
No.
eat Cheez-Its and Nutella.
No, hold
Sit
on.
in the
First of all,
corner.
I don't eat it
What?
regularly.
She doesn't
I've
eat it
tried
regularly.
I've tried it. I haven't had it in years. Tried it. It's good.
what?
It's good.
No, it's not. Cheese and chocolate is not a thing that mixes.
It's good. Anyway, mustard and watermelon is the real frightening thing here.
I know.
If we're being honest.
I know. I disagree actually. Nutella and Cheez-Its is
No.
yes, it is because
It's a
watermelon
way crazier
because
concept.
watermelon you can make like savory and sweet. You can grill it. Like it's a normal thing to grill
Yeah.
watermelon. That's crazy.
First of all, that's not even me. That's my lovely wife.
It's not
when
me.
we
You're
were-
coming at me like I'm the one that eats
Well-
watermelon and mustard.
No, I'm saying the combo itself. I tried it. It's good. It's not like change your life good to where I think the last time I ate it was the first time I tried it. But if you put Cheez-Its and Nutella in front of me and watermelon and mustard in front of me, I'm choosing Cheez-Its and Nutella 1,000 times.
Well,
out
you've
of
never
1,000.
had the watermelon and mustard.
And I don't need to, and I don't want to.
Okay.
Like-
You continue to eat your cheesy crackers dipped in chocolate peanut
I'm
butter.
not
man.
going to because I don't do that, and I will definitely not be doing mustard on watermelon. That sentence should not be legal.
I'm starting a chat or a poll in the chat. Speaking of polls in the chat, David Rodish texted me yesterday and said that
Put a scone poll.
Yeah, he was like scone poll mentioned. I'm like, why don't you just come out of nowhere?
Oh my
Shout out
gosh.
David.
What a guy. What a guy. Look, before we get into more players that could potentially enter the portal for Arizona State, an unfortunate update. Chris Cartman had tweeted this out earlier, but redshirt freshman defensive back, Class Johnson, did indeed tear his ACL. So he will be out for the entirety of this season. Plas was putting together a really, really nice spring in the secondary. So it is a bummer that he is going to miss this season. Hopefully you can get a medical waiver, right? And maintain that extra year of eligibility. But really unfortunate to have him
Yeah,
kind of drop
that
at
sucks.
this stage.
Yeah,
So,
William was saying earlier, out of all the guys that left, he thinks the biggest loss is Plas to
Yeah,
injury.
yeah.
And that is really unfortunate, especially like an injury like that. I mean, that's the epitome of brutality. Like, that's tough.
and he is, I think, when it does come time, he's going to be a really big contributor to this defense in a number of ways. But again, you just got to hope that ACL heals correctly and all the PT, like he's got a long road to recovery in front of him. But you know that there is obviously he's going to have so much support in this defense, this
Yeah.
DB room. So sucks, but kind of look forward to the future. And I guess the one bright spot, if you're trying to find one in that news, is that it does create, maybe a little bit more opportunity for some of these younger DBs to also get in on the action, whether that be a Tony Lewis and Kuba, Chris Johnson, Roddy Bimmage, some of these other guys. So that is the lone bright spot, I would say, if you're trying to find one in all that news. Will in the chat saying, got a feeling that Alto goes to Cal. They lost 5 running backs to the portal in the last 48 hours. Yeah, I could see that 100%. They're looking for a starting running back with Ott gone to Oklahoma. That offense is going to be a lot of fun to watch.
That's.
Are they back?
Ooh.
Are the Sooners back? No, they're not back?
No.
They got a fun quarterback and a really fun running back. Really fun running back. Thinking of the quarterback, aren't you? Yeah. Washington State guy from last year.
Oh,
Metayer.
Yeah. Him and Ott are going to be fun. in
Well,
that backfield.
Washington State quarterbacks, aside from Cam Ward, notoriously stink after they transfer.
Yeah, maybe don't curb the trend. Potentially.
I mean, Metayer was that dude last year.
He was
He
that
had
dude.
some crazy games.
Yeah. Like I said, I think that Oklahoma offense is going to be fun for the 6th team in the SEC next year.
Can I just thank the chat really quick for being normal people?
Are you calling my mom not normal?
I'm just saying
I'm just glad all of the important women in my life aren't weird and eat weird things.
First of all, 62% going with Cheez-Its and Nutella, which, by the way, like, nobody from the Ruby household is going to stand up and be like, the greatest thing of all time, Cheez-Its and Nutella. Like, I'm not walking around.
Am I walking around saying that?
No, I'm just saying, like, your mom is telling you got to eat this.
Got to try it.
Yeah, try it. The people who clicked watermelon and mustard, we need to have a conversation.
Have you tried it?
I will refuse to try it.
You refuse to try it. So
I'll tell
then
you
you
what.
can't say anything about it.
I'll tell you what. The next time we have like something to bet on the line or whatever, that's what I'll put on the line. I'll put
eat
I will
watermelon
try
and
watermelon
mustard.
It makes me. I don't even really like mustard that much in general.
The poll is now tightened. It's
bots.
It's not bots.
Bots.
It's
Totri's
not
bots.
everybody has such a pathetic palate as you do.
Totri's bots. No way you're sitting here saying watermelon and mustard is the non-pathetic palate.
I'll try both of them.
Yeah, again, I'm not sitting here saying that it's that
Have
it's
you
the
ever
best
had the
thing.
watermelon
No,
and
I said that a number of times. This is nothing
He has
to
said
do
that
with
like
me.
4 times.
My mother
So who
has
had it?
tried this. My mom.
I'm just
That's
messing
it.
with you. This is like yesterday when
That's
Shane
it.
was like, "That's not what I'm saying," and you're like, "No, that is what you're saying, actually." And we're gonna argue about it.
I can try it at another
Anyway,
point.
what other Arizona State players are you keeping your eye on as far as potential to enter the transfer portal?
Maybe another wide receiver.
Is there a name from that group that
sticks out?
Yeah, because no Jordyn Tyson. I don't think Malik McLean's leaving.
If I had to put a name out there, I would say maybe one of the younger guys, maybe a Sample, maybe a Derek Eusebio. Again, I don't think they want to leave, but I think, again, like in terms of trying to get reps this season, there is a lot of mouths to feed in this offense. So I could see one of them potentially doing it. I could see maybe an offensive lineman hopping in the portal, another one, maybe like a Joey Sua right now, who was a transfer offensive lineman either this last cycle or the cycle before. He's working with the threes right now. So I could certainly see some of these guys that maybe transferred in at offensive line that aren't realistically going to play.
Any players in the 1-2 deep that you're like, oh,
No.
maybe?
I don't think you're losing anyone that is a immediate impact every single game type of guy. I think Zechariah Sample and Derek Eusebio have potential to work into that role as they get older and grow as players. But no, I don't see a big time name hitting the portal like you got a couple years ago when, Badger and Clark and Conyers and all these guys left. I don't think you're getting one of those guys to leave.
Friggin' rat.
Yeah.
Jalen.
I know. He's in San Fran today.
Friggin' rat.
Where he was. But yeah, I think in terms of like losing players, I think, again, you're just going to lose maybe some depth pieces. You'll lose maybe some guys that had transferred here and haven't been able to cut the competition. You'll probably lose maybe some more walk-ons, but you're not going to lose. Like Sam Levitt's not leaving. Jordyn Tyson's not leaving.
But I heard Tennessee.
Yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry, Tennessee. Levitt's staying put.
I like how a lot of the comments on our post about that were like one of two schools. It was either, what are you talking about? Literally nobody is saying this about Sam Levitt. And then Tennessee fans going like, you guys are delusional for thinking that he would not want to come to Tennessee.
I don't know.
It's like you guys should just read each other's comments.
Tennessee fans are, I guess it's just college football fans.
Yeah.
Like there are certain fan bases that are,
It's people.
they
Totri.
overdo it. You're
People.
right. It is people. I need to go to the moon. I feel like the moon is the perfect spot for me.
Yeah. Why is that?
I guess there's less people.
Moon cheese.
Yeah. Get back to all of that. The moon is just a pizza. I don't know if you knew
A
this.
pizza?
Yeah, it's just
I
a pizza.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
A gray pizza?
It's just a pizza.
Can you explain?
Well, you've got moon cheese is a real thing.
Okay.
We can agree.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. Would you eat moon cheese and moon Nutella?
Probably not.
Okay.
But that's just me.
Okay.
I mean, I guess I said I'd try it. I'll try. Sure. If you find moon cheese, then yes, I will try it with some Nutella.
I need Wallace and Gromit
Okay.
ASAP.
And then
You need the minions.
of course, it's just like
Steal the
what
whole
did we
moon.
go through? The inside of
No,
it's called
this
the
is-
crust.
So for the
Oh god.
It's a pizza.
we just sound like we're talking absolute nonsense.
We've lost like
which-
6 people.
Which we are. Good. This is a reference to a show we did about probably 3 years ago, where we were talking about, I don't know.
I don't know. What
You
we're
said something
talking
about moon cheese, and I said, yeah, we all know. Let's get that out of the way. The moon is made of cheese. We all know this. And then you said, what type of cheese? And I said a bunch of different types of cheeses. And then you said, where is the cheese? And I was like, it's underneath the crust. And you're like a pizza? I'm like, oh, God.
The moon's just a pizza, guys.
So it's just a cheese pizza.
It's just a
Where's
cheese
the
pizza.
sauce?
It's a special kind of pizza. It's
Sounds
a-
like cheesy bread to
it's
me.
space pizza. That's what it is. Space pizza might be fire.
Pizza.
It's pizza?
It's pizza.
Or pace.
Okay,
I guess that's just
now we can move on.
It's just a salsa brand, huh? How you doing, Rubus?
I'm awesome, honestly. I'm looking forward to our draft too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just for more nonsense?
Yeah. We're drafting chip flavors.
We are drafting chip flavors. There was a question earlier in the chat, I think from Bees, who had asked what the ceiling is, I believe, for Clayton Smith.
And then he said that his hot take is Clayton could sneak into the first round with a great year.
Look,
Bees with some hot takes.
Clayton Smith is the best edge rusher on this team. That's 100% for certain. I think in terms of actual production, I think he's going to have a better year than he has ever had, simply because this is, again, his third year going into the system. You can tell he is far more of a leader out there this year than he has been in years past. Not to say he wasn't a leader, but he's just really taken on that vocal role. If there's anybody that's been chirping at the offense in team periods, it feels like it's Clayton Smith at all times.
You can't handle my lizard.
Pause. Yeah. I think Clayton Smith has the potential to be one of, if not the best defensive player on this team, which says a lot considering we believe that this defense is going to be a top unit in this conference.
But first rounder?
He's going to have a double-digit sack.
He's going to
crazy
have
season.
Like Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, it's. Let's see. What's Clayton Smith's size?
I'm about to say that was the big question.
Clayton Smith is 6'4", 240. I don't know. I guess that's prototypical size.
You would need to have he would need to have an all-out holy crap season.
He would. He would need to have double-digit sacks.
Especially because you don't have I don't say the pedigree, but the last season, you're not coming off of this insane season when you stack up 2 in a row of high production. You'd have one really high production season, and I mean, I think you'd get drafted, but first round is, whew.
It's a lot to ask, realistically. Also, we've got some more updates in terms of players that have entered the portal. Just again, this is Chris Cartman's reporting from 24/7 Sports. Just kind of following the walk-ons. So Caden is a walk-on. He had already entered the portal. Max Ware and Navi are both walk-ons as well. You had tight end St. John Smith, wide receiver Armand Collins, defensive end Chance Simons. These are all ASU walk-ons that are in the portal. One other scholarship player that has reportedly entered the portal is kicker Ian Hershey.
Oh no! What will we do?
So those guys are in the portal. You can wave goodbye. You can salute them, whatever. But again, none of these guys were realistically players that you were going to see a ton of this season. I think the only one that you could make an argument that you might see would have been an Ian Hershey in a situation where Jesus goes down. But
do you think that Ian Hershey knows anything about Cheez-Its and chocolate?
Or the moon?
I think he's a moon man. Yeah. No? You don't think so? B saying Clayton is a former 5-star, right? Yeah, he is a former 5-star from Oklahoma. Or I guess that's where he played his first year.
And B's, I think he's capable of having the type of production that would be oh my God. I think he's capable of having just an incredible year. Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year is a big goal. I think absolute peak.
Thank you.
Absolute peak. You could talk yourself into that if everything else is going right. But first round pick when you come off of a year like you had last year, you'd have to really dominate. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it's definitely a hot take. Not trying to discredit Clayton at all. But even being a second round pick is a massive deal.
Yeah, I mean the unfortunate thing for Clayton is when we're talking about potential first round picks, you look at this year's draft. Or not 2025. You look at next year's draft and the year after that. They're loaded classes.
Yeah, the next 2 years are
the next
big.
2 years. The first round is going to be stacked with blue chip guys. Not to say again, kind of to your point that Clayton Smith can't be that, but there needs to be a significant jump in production.
Yeah.
To be able to even
have
that conversation.
Which he could totally do.
Yeah.
But you definitely need to see that. And there's a lot of guys that I feel like can eat on this defense. And so he's going to have to stand out above the rest in order to get that hot take to be kind of lukewarm.
Yeah,
So
I would agree with you. On that point.
for spring practice today, like you said, we're winding down. Was there anything that you were like, oh, that's kind of new, or oh, that caught my eye today, or a couple days ago?
I think just more Jaron Hamilton. The more I watch him,
You've talked about him like every single practice.
the more I watch Jaron Hamilton, the more I feel like you're gonna have to include him in the offense. Like similar to what Kenny has said about AJ, where it's like this is gonna be the guy that kind of like forces our hand to play. I feel very similar about Jaron Hamilton, that at this point, and I know it's spring, but the things that he's been able to do practice after practice after practice has been really impressive. And I think in terms of his skill set, I feel like it fits what Marcus and Kenny want to do. It feels a speed question on this offense, because I think if you roll out Malik, I think there is a question of, okay, who's your burner, who's taking the top off? Because Jordan Tyson's not realistically the guy that you would have slotted in that position. So I'm thinking more and more that Jaron Hamilton is going to be a bigger piece to this offense. We'll see if he gets the nod over Malik. They're obviously competing for the same spot, so that'll be interesting. I think another thing that has stuck out to me has just been the growth of these linebackers. Keyshawn Elliott, Cyrus Fiaseu, and Jordan Crook. Jordan Crook specifically has been maybe the most impressive linebacker that I've seen out at practice thus far, just in terms of growth. Feels like he is really, really amped up for his second season at Arizona State, working with the ones with
He
Keyshawn.
won the bump out contest, right?
Yeah. He's been working with the ones, and obviously we know that this running back or this linebacker room is more of a rotation, right, with Cyrus and Keyshawn and Jordyn. But Jordyn has grown as a player. He's grown as a linebacker, and I think this linebacker room, tweeted out earlier, is going to be one of the reasons why this defense is as good as we think it's going to be. So
That's so exciting.
this defense is going to be fun. Man. I know. We still got some time before the actual season hits. Guys, let us know who you're most excited to see, whether it be a returner or a newcomer on this Arizona State roster, and we will get to those comments on the other side of this break.
Psst. I gotta tell you something.
Tell me.
It's almost 420.
Oh, wow, it is.
It's only 4 days until 420.
Why are you whispering?
Because it's not as well, it is a secret.
Okay.
But I'm gonna make it known to everybody
Okay.
that Pure Edibles is the perfect way to celebrate 420 and to celebrate every day, no matter what you need in your life, whether that's more sleep, whether that's to relax, whether that's to be uplifted. Whatever it is, Pure Edibles is going to tell you exactly what effects their gummies that are full of CBN, CBG, CBD, and marijuana-derived THC will do to your brain. Because the last thing you want to do is A, not know what it's going to do, and B, take too much. And that's why Pure gummies are also designed to be ripped or bit in half, making them easily shareable or easy to dial in your exact dose. And here at PHNX, well, we like to support local. And of course, they are a local company right here. Go find yourself some of the Pure Edibles products from one of their over 130 dispensaries across Arizona.
Guys, I want to tell you about our friends over at Circle K. It feels like I stop there every single day to get myself. What'd you get?
Yeah, I got me a nice little electrolyte drink after playing some basketball yesterday.
A sports beverage,
yes,
if you will.
Unnamed sports beverage.
They got great deals on those
unnamed
sports beverages
for sure
at Circle K. They also have some deals on gas. All you got to do is sign up for Circle K's free membership program. That's right, we're talking Inner Circle. Go to the App Store, download the app, enter your email, your phone number, and boom, next time you pull up to the pump, type in your phone number, and you're going to start cashing in on those deals, like saving 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups. Also, in 8 days, on April 24th, they're going to have an Inner Circle Fuel Day where Inner Circle members can save 40 cents per gallon. 40 cents per gallon. That's from a lot of money. 6 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Make sure you join Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app today. Terms and conditions apply at participating locations. Visit CircleK.com for details. Jesse in the chat, most excited to see the defense first in the Big 12, dominant this year. Yeah. I think this defense is going to exceed national expectations.
I agree. Glenn in the chat going the other side of the ball saying most excited to see Levitt play without limits. Let the beast out the cage.
Yeah, let's just,
I'm going to not read the last part.
Yeah, Sam again continues to be Sam Levitt out there, man. He is a special quarterback. Every time that we're out there, ASU fans should feel lucky that they have their guy, their quarterback. It's not often that you get a quarterback that played in the college football playoff to return to your school, to return to college football in general. Obviously, Arizona
Top 10
State
player in the country
in unique circumstances. But, Sam is the right guy to lead this team. He's the right guy to lead this program. And again, ASU fans should be really, really lucky that they are not heading into this transfer portal cycle the way they did a couple years back, still being like, okay, where's the guy?
Yeah, or what other college football playoff teams are doing. I mean, a couple of them are like, what are we going to do?
Tennessee just lost theirs.
That's the main thing I was talking about, right? Listen, Sam Levitt, 1,000,000% could have pulled an Nico. 1,000,000% could have been. You know what? I'm better than this. I need me my money, and I'm getting the hell out of here.
I need me my money.
But here's the thing: he would have been in a better spot than Nico because he was better than him, and he is better than him. So he was in actually a better position to do what Nico did and go to another school and try to get a huge bag or whatever it is. But I know he's getting paid just fine here, but still made an active choice to be here and to follow up on his word. I know a lot of people reference like the post college football playoff presser, the emotions that came over him and all of that. Listen, players say things all the time, then go back. Look at Jaden Ott in Cal, who tweeted, "I'm not going anywhere." And then he went somewhere.
In December.
You know, like these things change, and I understand that's part of college football, but to have somebody who says their word, sticks to their word, and now you can be like, Arizona State has the best player in the Big 12, a top 10 player, maybe top 5 player nationally going into this season, and possibly a Heisman winner coming out of it. It's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. And I made this point, I think, when we had the Tennessee discussion. You may not soak up every dime that you possibly could in college football. But I think what's best for Sam, in my opinion, is staying at Arizona State, continuing to develop in this offense with Marcus and Kenny and the weapons around him. It'll lead to him getting a payday, like a big, big NFL payday when that time does come. And if he has a great season this year, then I firmly believe that we're talking about a guy that could be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft next season. It's just a matter of how good of a season does Sam actually have. Yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
Any final thoughts on practice, ASU football, transfer portal?
I mean, only, let's see, you got Friday's practice, you've got next Tuesday, next Thursday, and I believe Friday. I could be a little bit wrong on that schedule, but there's just a handful of practices left. Obviously, you have the Fan Fest going on next week. That is the last practice that is going to be open. It's obviously like a spring showcase, spring game, whatever you want to call it. There are no other open practices until then, but definitely go. From everything that I've heard leading up to the Fan Fest, it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be some booths and stuff out there. Get your season tickets out there if you haven't already. There's going to be some games. There's going to be all sorts of stuff. So definitely go out there, enjoy the evening. I don't know how much of the starters you're going to see. I would be shocked if you saw Jordyn Tyson do anything more than a drill here or there. The same probably goes for Sam. I would be pretty surprised if you saw him do a ton. There's just no need to realistically give these guys another opportunity to potentially get hurt. So go out to it, have some fun. It's going to be the last time you see ASU football until Camp T and fall camp begin. So
okay,
go.
Chris in the chat says, sidebar, Shane should also try watermelon with Nutella and Cheez-Its with mustard.
Cheez-Its with mustard would be fine and like normal.
Watermelon with Nutella?
Watermelon with Nutella would be actually not bad either. I think the reverse of both of yours is probably better than the actual. Because watermelon with Nutella, it's like fruit and chocolate. It's a normal thing.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. It's again.
So yes, is what you're saying.
I mean, I could. I just like.
We should give you like a little charcuterie board.
These aren't as like provocative as the other ones. They're not as offensive.
No, maybe those are like your warm-ups.
Those offend you?
No, they don't offend me, but the flavors sound offensive.
Whatever you say, man.
Before we
gosh.
get into our draft, I want to remind everybody that we have a deal.
Yes.
Whoa!
You beat me to it.
We have one hell of a deal, actually. $36 to become a diehard for the year. That just breaks down to $3 a month. You also get
Quick math on that.
Yeah, I know. You get a free. Gerald did it on Suns yesterday, so I'm just copying his homework. You get a free T-shirt as well, which is a $35 value. So it's basically like if you were going to buy one of our shirts, you might as well just become a diehard. If you're going to be a diehard, you're going to get one of our shirts. You get exclusive access to all sorts of different types of content, written, video, and of course, access to our diehard Discord, which is popping.
Always
Popping 24/7 in season, out of season, but in season it's really cooking.
On game day, it's a lot of
behind the scenes access. We're taking you to the field, on the field, pictures, videos, everything in between. Plus, you get 20% off discount on all of our events, including the PHNX Cardinals draft party that's going down on April 24th. $99 ticket.
You shouldn't miss out on.
No, those are so much fun.
And even if you're not a Cardinals fan, it's such a fun event to go to. The food is great, the vibes are great, the drinks are great. Johnny and Bo are fine.
They're all right. They're fine.
I'll be there. I'm great. So
bring Shane Cheez-Its with mustard.
please don't bring me that.
Just a whole vat of it.
You guys are making me really want mustard right now, man.
Disclaimer: I will not eat that. Are you a spicy mustard or a normal mustard guy?
Normal
are you
mustard.
Dijon?
I don't like spicy mustard.
I love brown grain mustard. I don't really like yellow mustard.
Also, I was talking to Damon about this the other day when we were at the golf tournament because he had himself a glizzy, and they gave him ketchup, mustard, and relish, like little packets. I was like, maybe this is a hot take, but out of those three, ketchup is easily the worst of those three.
Ketchup stinks. I don't
It
like
does
ketchup. I don't like ketchup on anything.
It goes mustard, relish, ketchup.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
You
personally.
strike me as just a ketchup guy.
Where does mayo land in this?
I hate mayo.
I like mayo more than mustard.
Yeah.
I don't like mustard.
Mayo's above all of that for me.
Like, I like most foods. Like, I'll eat some pretty crazy stuff, but for some reason, like mustard and relish, I'm not a fan.
You don't like pickles.
No, I don't like pickles.
You're a child.
I'll eat
No,
some
I think
crazy
it's like
stuff.
I'm not like
I'll eat some crazy stuff, but mustard and diced pickles, I draw the line.
Can you please cut the toast or the crust off my bread?
No, I'm a big crust guy. Love the
You're
crust.
a big crust guy?
Love the crust.
Yeah, well, it's what makes the moon the moon.
cheese.
Yeah.
And we're back.
Did you post it on your Instagram?
I think I posted it on my TikTok
I
a
can't
while
find
ago.
it anywhere. Oh, it's on your TikTok.
It might be.
Okay, I'll
Yeah,
look for it after
It
the show.
might be. It's a great
It
reel
is.
that we did.
It's so dumb. All right, let's do this.
Let's draft.
Want to get into a snake draft, boys?
Yeah, let's draft chip flavors.
So we're gonna draft chip flavors. Rubus, you won that last draft that we did. You went 1-0. So you get a pick where you want to draft this week.
Give me the third pick.
You want the third
I want
pick?
the third pick.
Okay, Shane, because Kyle came in second.
No, I don't. You can pick whatever you want.
You want me to pick
Yeah,
if I go
because-
first or
because
second?
I'm NA.
Yeah, okay. I will go with the first overall pick. That's where I'll
Okay.
go.
So I'm sandwich
You're
boy.
you're a sandwich boy. You're the
Why
meat.
were chips belong in the middle
You're
of the sandwich?
you're the deli man. You're the deli man. So you get to go second. Yeah.
All right.
You got to say the thing, man.
Yeah, I know. I just have to find it first.
You have to find the thing.
What am I gonna call you?
Toastery.
Stinky boy. You are on the clock.
Unbelievable. With the first overall pick in the chip flavor draft, I am going to go ahead and take.
A lot of good options here.
Wow. Totri. You don't have a 1-1?
This is why I didn't want one.
I love salt and vinegar. I'm going to go salt and vinegar.
That's a
chips.
good pick.
I think that to be completely honest, I think that is the overall 1-1.
I like salt and vinegar chips. They were. I have like three. I had 3 or 4 in contention for my number 1 pick.
Do we want to hide chat, by the way?
So
Yeah.
I was fine giving up the number 1 pick because I feel like I can get number 1 pick value at 3. But salt and vinegar is
Kind of like when you drafted Obama.
Oh my god, I killed you guys in that draft.
What draft was that?
The president basketball draft. I had the 3rd pick and they let me get Obama.
Who did you guys take?
They took Teddy Roosevelt and Abe Lincoln.
No. I took Abe.
1-1.
Abe's got some length.
Yeah,
That's
but
what I
never seen
said.
Basketball. We're not doing this again. We have done this so many times.
You guys have rehashed that conversation.
like
Yes.
off show, like in real life, multiple times.
Okay, so I don't know if I'm gonna. I always have trouble with how I'm gonna draft because like Like, do I want to try to pander or do I want to try to do?
Stay true.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with the kind of all-encompassing, all-dressed chips.
Okay, I was wondering where that was gonna go.
Because like they have everything. They're literally all dressed. Like,
Okay, I'm thrilled. I just elated
God, you're annoying.
at what has dropped to me.
Are you gonna take barbecue chips?
Yes, I am.
Barbecue chips stink.
I don't
They do
agree.
stink.
I don't agree with that. But
They're
I'm
a
also going to take
mid-chip.
jalapeno chips.
Jalapeno
Okay,
chips
that's
is a
good.
solid pick.
I'm taking barbecue and I'm taking jalapeno. You guys might not like barbecue. I do. I will pick a barbecue bag of chips
Shocker,
a lot of the
guy
times.
who loves ketchup and hates mustard.
But I think jalapeno chips, just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm staring at these kettle cooked jalapeno chips behind me, and I might have to crack open the bag.
Jalapeno chips are my favorite flavor of chip.
Why didn't you pick them 1-1?
Because salt and vinegar. It's too. You can't take jalapeno chips 1-1.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah,
That's
you
why
just
I was
can't.
thinking about it.
I just don't think it's not a smart pick.
Okay,
you know.
So Shane,
Shane,
all
yeah,
dressed
Shane-
and
Shane
back on the clock.
Back up.
This is tough. Because like,
Shout out 50 people just hanging around.
I mean, love you all.
give me SC and O, some sour cream and onion.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a
good
solid
pick.
pick.
It's a
That's a
good
really,
pick.
really
I
solid
don't
pick.
need your
Great
guys'
pick.
I don't
That's
need
kinda
your-
where
don't
I
need your
wanted to
validation.
go.
Awesome
Don't-
pick, Shane.
Don't need your validation. I know.
Incredible pick.
I'm very aware how good I am at this.
Best pick ever?
Best pick ever.
Like ever.
Okay.
Okay.
Totri.
Totri.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna take. You got sour cream and onion. That's such
Yeah,
a
I
good
was
pick.
I was hoping that maybe that'd fall, but I wasn't
Such
expecting
a really
it.
good pick, dude. I am gonna go ahead and take. Give me just salted.
Yep.
Give me just
Yep.
plain salted chips. Take
No,
those.
it's a good pick.
And then on the come around, what kind of chips do I want? That is the question.
What?
Man, give me cheddar.
Yeah.
What do I put
Cheddar
for
flavor.
just like salt chips?
Salted.
Just do regular. Those are just regular chips.
It's like potato chips.
Original?
yeah.
Original. Okay.
Yeah, I'll go original. And
Yeah.
then what I just say?
You said
Cheddar.
Cheddar, yeah. Like the cheddar ruffles. Oof.
Forget how dumb this show is.
Gosh, those are so
Welcome
good.
back.
Those are so good. Can't tell me they're not.
What?
The
Cheddar Ruffles? Yeah.
yeah.
Cheddar Ruffles or cheddar ridge chips.
Wow, they're elite. An elite chip.
Okay.
I feel like the chemistry on my team is awesome.
I would eat your chips.
Yeah. Thanks.
All
Thanks,
right.
man.
I'm gonna
I really needed to hear that.
I'm gonna do something kind of crazy here. I'm gonna go with dill pickle.
I think that's a solid pick. I think it's a really solid pick.
You know, I probably should have waited because I know he wasn't
Yeah.
going to take that.
I
'cause
was
he
definitely not gonna
literally
take that.
just said he hates.
Yeah, there's zero
It's a
chance
bad
I was
pick by
taking
me.
that.
I would have taken dill pickle if it would have came back. But
Yeah.
Okay. So
Be careful with whatever you're going to say here.
no, I wonder how you guys are gonna feel about this.
Probably horrible.
Cool Ranch.
Yeah, you could draft them.
I'll take Cool Ranch.
Why would that be a?
I don't know because we're kind of like drafting like flavors that everybody can make.
No.
So give me Cool Ranch, and then I'm struggling on this one. I was hoping that cheddar was gonna fall. I was kind of banking on that. Can I just get like hot chip?
No.
What? Hot is a flavor.
Hot's a
Hot?
flavor, no?
Hot is definitely a flavor.
Okay.
Hot is definitely
I
a
mean,
flavor.
it's a dumb pick, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I
All
don't
right.
know.
That's
Wait.
silly.
Hot. Yeah.
Hot.
Like spicy, like hot.
I,
you know?
hey,
Oh,
look,
yeah, no, I hear
look,
you.
man. I know what you're saying. Okay, then I'll take Flamin' Hot. I'm just kidding.
That would be really funny.
So can I get like salt and lime chips then?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh baby, dude, I could eat 500 salt and lime chips.
Dude, I'm actually thinking about just opening up
You can.
the bag of
No,
the
don't.
jalapeno chips. Why not?
No,
because it sounds horrible.
If you're watching on TV, bless your soul. The party always continues over at gophnx.com.
Thanks, Rufus.
Overtime.
Okay. My picks.
Yep.
Bring it home. Okay, I'm gonna get sweet and spicy here. I feel like a solid sweet and spicy chip is always elite.
Sweet and spicy?
Sweet and spicy. Yeah.
That's a chip?
That is a chip.
I don't know if I've ever had a sweet and spicy chip, but
Quest makes some sweet and spicy chips that are fire.
no free ads.
Yeah, that was a crazy free ad.
And then
What else do you love about them?
I'm
Sweet
gonna
and
go
like not sweet and sour, sweet and spicy.
sweet and spicy. Yeah.
I'm looking up sweet and spicy chips.
And then
Totri, this is just like sometimes you
Sweet
just
and spicy.
you just fall apart, and this is
no, they exist.
I know, no, I'm not.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
But like the fact that we don't know what those are, you think the audience is gonna vote for that? It's just
I don't think the audience votes for me anyways.
wow.
So I'm gonna give me buffalo flavored chips at the end.
That's-
here.
See, that's a
last
great
pick.
that's a great comeback.
It's a great last pick.
It's a great comeback.
All right, Deli Man, bring us bring your roster to completion.
Hold on, I'm working. What did you pick again?
Buffalo.
We're so dumb. Okay, that's a really good pick. So I can go a couple ways. No, I'm not going to give that away. Here we go.
No, please. What were you considering?
Cracked pepper
Oh,
and salt.
dang it! Dang it!
Cracked pepper.
Yeah,
Dang it!
that's it right there.
That's the one I was praying for. That's the one I was praying for, man. That sucks because I have no idea what I'm gonna draft now.
Well, put a dollar sign in that instead.
Cracked pepper, money, salt.
Man, this is tough.
I mean, last pick.
I would tell you what I was going to pick, but I think it's a really good pick.
I mean, I think you could still do it, just in the spirit of
No, I'll do it after.
just competitive juices. You know what I mean? I'm just looking up best chips right now because I'm like, so you have cheese, so I can't take like nacho cheese, like Doritos. You know what I mean?
No.
Sorry, no free ads. Okay,
well-
because like I
You-
feel like
you,
those
you
are
specifically did draft cheddar.
I draft cheddar.
cheddar.
Yeah, so
so
you
can
could
we
draft
rename
nacho
his cheddar and I could take nacho cheese?
It is named cheddar.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you just got cheese.
Yeah, sure. You
Okay,
can draft
then
nacho cheese.
I will take nacho cheese, aka no free ads.
Yeah.
You know, I already said it.
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
Cheddar and sour cream.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. PB&J, huh? That's your last pick? Congratulations,
Thanks,
peanut
man.
butter
They
jelly.
can't see what I'm doing.
So to round out the snake draft, I got salt and vinegar, original, cheddar, sweet and spicy, and buffalo.
It's an interesting team.
Rubus has barbecue, jalapeno, Cool Ranch, hot, and nacho cheese. The Dieffenbach has all dressed, sour cream and onion, dill pickle, salt and lime, cracked pepper, and salt.
I think this is going to be a close one.
I think it'll be close between you guys, for sure, for sure.
Totri's just convinced the world hates him.
The Twitter hates me. Twitter hates me when it comes to polls, but these this will be a poll that we put on Twitter at PHNX_Sun Devils. So make sure you vote on that. Who you guys think won this snake draft for the best chip flavors? That is going to do it for today's episode. So like I said, throughout the show, leave a like. Make sure you're subscribed to PHNX Sports. I believe we're almost at 40K subscribers.
We're almost there.
So definitely hit that subscribe button. Drop a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Follow the show at PHNX_Sun Devils. You can follow me at Anthony_Totri. You can follow this guy, Senor Rubis, Professor Oates, at Erik Ruby.
I forgot honey mustard.
Honey Mustard's fire. That's Erik with a K. You could follow the man just yelling chips in the back, at Shane Deef.
Enjoying chips is all. I'm also so hungry right now
Yeah.
because I didn't eat lunch before the show, and now it's 2:04. It's very unlike me. Eating lunch at 11:30 as always.
And we will see you guys on Thursday. But in the meantime, go Devils. Peace.
We all silly like the man.